Every light eventually flickers out. Every song reaches its final note. Every curtain falls for the last time. But here is the truth that Hollywood has always known. The best stories never truly end. They echo. They ripple. They travel from one generation to the next, carried in the hearts of those who were paying attention. This is Hollywood Tribute. And today, we gather in the silence to remember the names that filled our speakers, our screens, and our hearts. These are not just obituaries. These are not just news briefs. These are the architects of our memories, the voices we fell in love with, the faces we invited into our homes, the artists who made us feel less alone in the dark. Think about that for a moment. Think about the first time you heard a song that made you cry. Think about the first time a movie character felt like they were speaking directly to you. Think about the late nights spent watching reruns, the car rides singing along to the radio, the laughter shared over a sitcom joke that still lives in your head decades later. All of that came from the people we are honoring today. In the past several months, we have lost titans. We have lost the weird, the wonderful, the soulful, and the revolutionary. Some left us after long, courageous battles. Some left us far too soon. But all of them left us with a gift: their art, their vulnerability, their willingness to stand in the spotlight and say, "Look at me. Feel this." So light a candle, press play, take a deep breath, and walk with us through the roll call of souls we will never forget. Jeff Bajana, 47 years old, the American screenwriter and indie film director, died at his home in Los Angeles after a tragic struggle. His story began in Miami, blossomed at NYU, and gave the world the philosophical cult classic, I Heart Huckabees. He went on to direct dark comedic gems like Life After Beth and The Little Hours. Jeff had a singular, offbeat vision. He found humor in the macabre. He found poetry in the painfully awkward. He often collaborated with his wife, Aubrey Plaza, pushing the boundaries of independent cinema. Thousands weep for the man who made us laugh at death itself. His legacy? A reminder that the strangest voices are often the most honest. He was a Sundance staple, and though his career ended too soon, his quirky, enigmatic worlds will keep sparking conversation and laughter for years to come. If you have never seen Life After Beth, watch it tonight. It is a zombie movie that is really about grief. It is weird. It is wonderful. It is pure Jeff Bajana. Brian Wilson, the ethereal musical visionary and the intricate heart of the Beach Boys, passed away at 82, following respiratory arrest, at his home in Beverly Hills. He rose from a modest home in Hawthorne, California, turning the sounds of surf into complex symphonic masterpieces. Pet Sounds. That album alone redefined popular music. But here is something you may not know. Brian was almost completely deaf in one ear. He heard the world differently. And because he heard differently, he created differently. Millions weep for the man who heard teenage symphonies to God. His vulnerability made his falsetto feel like a direct window into the human soul. Brian navigated deep personal shadows with immense courage. He spent years in bed, battling depression and anxiety. But he never stopped creating. He gave us good vibrations. He gave us the soundtrack to an endless, beautiful summer. The global music community laments the loss of a fragile, brilliant genius. But his legacy remains the blueprint for every songwriter who follows. In the silence now, listen closely. You can still hear the waves. You can still hear Brian whispering harmonies from somewhere far away. Sam Moore, the thunderous American soul singer and dynamic architect of the R&B sound, died at 89 following complications from surgery. His story ignited in the gospel choirs of Miami before he joined forces with Dave Prater to become the double dynamite duo Sam and Dave. They delivered electrifying anthems like Soul Man, a global rallying cry for pride and resilience. Millions weep for the man whose soaring tenor could command any room. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He influenced Bruce Springsteen and Michael Jackson. Sam overcame immense personal battles, addiction, financial ruin, the painful end of his partnership with Dave, and remained a vibrant fixture of American music for 7 decades. 7 decades. That is not a career. That is a testament to the human spirit. Even now, his memory survives in every dance floor, every jukebox at 1 a.m., every wedding reception where the DJ plays something that makes everyone get up and move. The final note of his legendary voice has been sung, but the soulful vibrations? They will never stop. Lonnie Anderson, the dazzling American actress and quintessential icon of television comedy, passed away at 80, following a private battle with COPD at her home in California. She bloomed in Minnesota before captivating the world as Jennifer Marlowe on WKRP in Cincinnati. That role shattered every blonde stereotype. Jennifer was not just pretty. She was brilliant. She was poised. She was always 3 steps ahead of everyone else. That role earned Lonnie multiple Emmy nominations. Thousands weep for the woman who balanced glamour with razor-sharp wit. She became one of the most recognizable faces of the 1980s. Beyond the screen, Lonnie became an advocate for lung health. After her own diagnosis, she used her platform to help others breathe easier. Literally, her legacy is trailblazing. She navigated the heights of Hollywood fame with immense grace and resilience. The final curtain has fallen for this beloved star, but her memory survives through those classic episodes and the enduring charm she brought to every screen she graced. When you watch WKRP today, watch Lonnie. Watch how she holds the room with a single glance. That is power. Nicky Katt, the visceral American character actor and gritty mainstay of independent cinema, passed away at 54 after a quiet, courageous battle with depression at his home in Burbank. He started as a child star in the late 1970s. Then he evolved into a formidable screen presence. You remember him as the volatile Clint Bruno in Dazed and Confused. That chaotic energy, that sense that anything could happen. You remember his sharp work in Boston Public. Nicky brought an unsettling raw authenticity to every role. He played the complex villain with a soulful intensity. He worked with Richard Linklater. He lent his voice to the Star Wars universe. His energy was unmistakable, rugged, real, uncomfortable in the best way. The filmmaking community laments the loss of such a gifted actor's actor. 54 is too young. But Nicky packed more intensity into those years than most actors pack into a lifetime, even as fans sorrow over the final chapter of this enigmatic talent. His memory survives through the cult classics, through the energy he gifted to the silver screen. Watch Dazed and Confused again. Look for Nicky. He will steal your attention every single time. Terence Stamp, the magnetic English actor and quintessential prince of the swinging 60s, passed away at 87 following a peaceful departure at his home in London. He ignited in the East End before becoming the blue-eyed face of a cinematic revolution. He earned an Oscar nomination for his debut in Billy Budd. Then he immortalized the chilling demand. Kneel before Zod in Superman. Millions weep for the man whose unblinking gaze and aristocratic poise made him a timeless icon. But Terence was more than a villain. Here is a story you may not know. At the height of his fame, he walked away. He traveled to India. He sought spiritual depth. He studied meditation. He stepped out of the spotlight completely, then he returned. And he gave us one of the most tender, heartbreaking performances of his career as Bernadette in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Think about that range, from a genocidal supervillain to a drag queen searching for love. That is not acting, that is alchemy. The film world laments the loss of such a sophisticated, versatile talent. Over 100 unforgettable roles. A legendary style icon. We sorrow over the final bow of this silver screen titan. But his piercing intensity? That remains. Terence Stamp made the world kneel, but he also made the world weep. That is mastery. Tristan Rogers, the suave Australian-American actor and legendary titan of daytime television, passed away at 79, following a valiant struggle with lung cancer at his home in Palm Springs. His story took flight in the rock bands of Melbourne, before he moved to Hollywood. Then he became a global phenomenon as the dashing super spy Robert Scorpio on General Hospital. That role anchored the most watched era in soap opera history. Think about that. Daytime television. Millions of viewers. And Tristan made every single one of them believe that spies could be romantic, dangerous, and vulnerable all at once. Thousands weep for the man who brought effortless, rugged charm and a signature Australian accent to the screen. He also voiced the heroic kangaroo mouse Jake in Disney's The Rescuers Down Under. For 4 decades, Tristan captivated audiences. He won Emmys. He moved from espionage to family drama, with unmatched poise. The final salute for this beloved icon has sounded, but his memory survives through the legendary storylines and the generations of viewers who found a hero in his enduring spirit. Rest easy, Robert Scorpio. Your mission is complete. Bobby Sherman, the charismatic American singer and quintessential teen idol, passed away at 82, following a quiet battle with natural causes at his home in California. His journey ignited as the spirited heartthrob of Shindig and Here Come the Brides. His boyish charm and melodic hits like Little Woman turned him into a global phenomenon. Millions weep for the man, but here is why Bobby Sherman is different. Here is the part of the story that always surprises people. At the height of his fame, when the screaming fans were loudest, when the magazine covers were stacked on every newsstand, when he had everything that most performers spend their lives chasing, he walked away. He walked away to serve his community as a technical reserve officer and paramedic. He traded gold records for life-saving gear. He started the Bobby Sherman Volunteer EMT Foundation. He proved that a star's true brilliance lies not in applause but in service to others. The music world laments the loss of such a selfless, multifaceted spirit. Even as fans sorrow over the silence of his gentle voice, his memory survives through the nostalgic melodies and through the lives he saved. Bobby Sherman understood something most celebrities never learn. The loudest applause does not come from a stadium. It comes from a person whose life you saved. Danielle Spencer, the spirited American actress and dedicated veterinarian, passed away at 60 following a courageous battle with cancer at a hospital in Richmond. Her story ignited on the vibrant sets of the 1970s sitcom What's Happening? Her portrayal of the sharp-tongued Dee Thomas became a cultural touchstone. Thousands weep for the woman who turned, "Oh, I'm going to tell Mama," into an iconic catchphrase. She was one of the most prominent young black stars on television. She broke ground simply by existing in that role with confidence and humor. But then Danielle did something remarkable. She traded the Hollywood spotlight to heal animals. She became a doctor of veterinary medicine. She spent her days caring for creatures who could not say thank you. She did it anyway. She also overcame lifelong physical challenges, including a serious car accident, with incredible fortitude. The entertainment world laments the loss of such a resilient, multifaceted talent. Even as fans sorrow over the final chapter of this beloved star, her memory survives in the laughter of syndicated classics and the enduring strength she modeled for everyone she touched, from the soundstage to the operating table. From Dee Thomas to Dr. Danielle. What a life! Valerie Maffei, the versatile American character actress and comedic chameleon, passed away at 72, following a courageous struggle with sudden illness at her home in California. She ascended from the stages of Broadway to the peaks of television royalty. She won an Emmy for her eccentric turn as Eve in Northern Exposure. That character was strange, unpredictable, and absolutely mesmerizing. She mesmerized audiences as the unforgettable Alahaj on Desperate Housewives, a role that required mystery, danger, and vulnerability all at once. Thousands weep for the woman who brought a unique, electric energy to every role. She moved from the surreal hallways of Glee to the tense drama of Big Sky with a single, knowing glance. Valerie was an actor's actor, 4 decades of flawless character work. She could pivot from suburban fragility to biting satire instantly. The Hollywood community laments the loss of such a gifted, sharp-witted performer. Even as fans sorrow over the end of her prolific journey, her memory survives in the quirky, vibrant characters she etched into the fabric of American television history. Watch Northern Exposure again. Watch Desperate Housewives. Watch anything she touched. Valerie Maffei never gave a bad performance. Harris Yulin, the formidable American character actor and towering presence of the Broadway stage, passed away at 87 following cardiac arrest at his home. In New York City, his narrative ignited in the orphanages of Los Angeles before he found his calling. He carved a path through Hollywood as the quintessential authority figure and sophisticated villain. Thousands weep for the man whose cold, calculated turn as Mel Bernstein in Scarface still sends chills down spines. That scene at the pool, the sunglasses, the menace, unforgettable. And who can forget his stubborn Judge Wexler in Ghostbusters 2? He made a courtroom scene feel like a horror movie. But Harris was also a teacher. He dedicated himself to the craft as an instructor at Juilliard, shaping the next generation of performers. He mastered over 100 roles across stage and screen. He could command a room with a single gravelly line. The global acting community laments the loss of such a prolific, Emmy-nominated talent. The final curtain call has come for this master of stage and screen. But his memory survives through decades of intense, resonant performances that remain the gold standard for his peers. Harris Yulin made villainy look easy. That is because he was a master. Graham Greene, the legendary Canadian First Nations actor and master of the silver screens, passed away at 73, following a long illness at a hospital in Stratford, Ontario. His journey began on the Six Nations Reserve. He worked as a welder. He worked as a roadie for musicians. He tried on different lives. Then his quiet intensity and profound presence led him to become one of the most respected Indigenous performers in history. Millions weep for the man whose soulful portrayal of Kicking Bird in Dances with Wolves earned him an Academy Award nomination. That performance changed the face of Native representation in Hollywood. For the first time, an Indigenous character was not a stereotype. He was a fully realized human being with hopes, fears, and wisdom. Graham moved seamlessly between the gritty realism of Wind River and the whimsical charm of The Red-Green Show. Over 50 years, over 100 roles. He was a member of the Order of Canada. He never lost his artistic dignity. The global film community laments the loss of such a versatile, iconic talent. Even as fans sorrow over the final chapter of this cinematic pioneer, his memory survives through every role he gave us. He was a bridge between cultures, and that bridge will not fall. Rick Hurst, the spirited American character actor and beloved comedic presence of the small screen, passed away at 79 after a peaceful transition at his home in Los Angeles. His narrative blossomed from the classrooms of Tulane University to the dusty roads of Hazard County. He became an overnight sensation as the bumbling, Alco-wown, gold-hearted deputy Cletus Hogg on. The Dukes of Hazzard. Cletus was not the smartest deputy in the world. But he had a good heart. He tried his best, and Rick Hurst played him with wide-eyed comedic timing that made you laugh. Even when he was messing everything up, thousands weep for the man whose infectious energy provided the perfect foil to the chaos of the General Lee. He also appeared in classics like Steel Magnolias, a very different kind of film, but evidence of his range. He brought genuine warmth to every good old boy role he inhabited. The television community lip-synced the loss of such a seasoned, versatile talent. Even as fans sorrow over the final patrol for this legendary deputy, his memory survives through the laughter of syndicated favorites and the proud acting lineage he leaves behind in his son, Ryan. Deputy Cletus, you are off the clock. Lynn Marie Stewart, the whimsical American character actress and cornerstone of groundbreaking television comedy, passed away at 79, following a quiet battle with natural causes at her home in Los Angeles. Her story blossomed within the improvisational walls of the Groundlings. She helped shape a new era of humor alongside the greats. Then she found her most cherished role, the kind-hearted, eccentric Miss Yvonne on Pee-wee's Playhouse. The most beautiful woman in Puppetland, thousands weep for the woman whose vibrant persona brought boundless joy and magical glamour to children and adults alike. But Lynn was not just for kids. She showed her genius decades later on. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That show is dark, edgy, and adult, and Lynn fit right in. She was a mentor to countless young comedians. She was a vital part of the Los Angeles theater community. The comedy world laments the loss of such a versatile, inventive performer. Even as fans sorrow over the final bow of this comedic treasure, her memory survives through the laughter of her iconic characters and the colorful, imaginative worlds she helped build. Miss Yvonne, Puppetland misses you already. Angie Stone, the soulful American singer, songwriter, and pioneering queen of neo-soul, passed away at 64. Following a sudden cardiac event at her residence in Georgia. Her journey ignited in South Carolina as a member of the hip-hop trio The Sequence. That group had energy and attitude. But Angie had something more. She blossomed into a solo powerhouse. Her gritty velvet voice redefined modern R&B. The timeless masterpiece, Black Diamond, remains essential listening for anyone who loves music that comes from the gut. Millions weep for the woman who spoke directly to the heart through anthems like Wish I Didn't Miss You. That song, with its familiar sample, its aching lyrics, its undeniable groove, is a modern standard. It will be played for decades to come. She earned 3 Grammy nominations. She influenced the evolution of urban contemporary music profoundly. Angie balanced her melodic genius with a formidable career on the stage and screen. The music community laments the loss of such a raw, authentic vocal architect. Even as fans sorrow over the silence of her majestic spirit, her memory survives through the rich, organic grooves that continue to serve as a soulful sanctuary for listeners across the globe. Put on Black Diamond tonight. Let Angie Stone remind you what soul sounds like. Sophie Nywide, the ethereal American actress and former child star, passed away at the tender age of 24. Following a tragic struggle in the spring of 2025. 24 years old. Let that sink in. 24. Her narrative blossomed at the age of 5. She enchanted audiences in films like Mammoth and Margot at the Wedding. She was a child with an old soul, a rare quality that directors noticed immediately. She redefined her youthful talent in the biblical epic Noah and the poignant drama An Invisible Sign. Thousands weep for the girl who brought a hauntingly wise depth to her characters. She navigated a personal journey marked by profound internal battles. The kind of battles that are invisible to the outside world. The kind that too many young people fight alone. The filmmaking community laments the loss of such a promising, glowing young talent. Her legacy is secured through her creative spirit as a writer and artist. After acting, she turned to the page. She wrote, she drew, she created, and her family has turned their grief into action through their support of mental health resources for other vulnerable children. Even as those who loved her sorrow over the silence of her vibrant voice, her memory survives through the cinematic frames that captured her light, and through the call for greater compassion for those suffering in silence. If you are struggling tonight, please know you are not alone. Sophie's story is a reminder that we must do better for our young artists. So we must see them, we must hear them, we must protect them. Wayne Osmond, the virtuosic American musician and instrumental backbone of the legendary Osmonds, passed away at 73, following a severe stroke at a hospital in Salt Lake City. His narrative ignited in Ogden, Utah. He was born with perfect pitch. He mastered 8 different instruments: guitar, bass, drums, keyboards, and more. While his brothers sang and danced, Wayne played. And he played brilliantly. His intricate guitar work and vocal arrangements anchored the Osmond Mania era. He defined hits like Crazy Horses, a surprisingly edgy rock song from a squeaky clean family band. That riff? That was Wayne. Millions weep for the man who never wanted the spotlight. He wanted the music to be right. And it always was. He was the ultimate optimist among his famous siblings. He balanced immense fame with a quiet life of faith and family. The music world laments the loss of such a multifaceted shredder. Even as fans sorrow over the final chord of his brilliant career, his memory survives through the squeaky clean, yet powerful sound that remains the heartbeat of his family's enduring musical dynasty. Wayne Osmond did not need a microphone. He had 8 instruments. And he played them all beautifully. Sly Stone. We end with a revolutionary, because you cannot tell the story of popular music without him. Because he changed the DNA of funk, soul, rock, and pop. Because he demanded that we dance while thinking. The visionary frontman who pioneered psychedelic soul and funk passed away at 82, following a long battle with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease at his home in Los Angeles. His journey took flight from the gospel roots of North Texas to the vibrant radio booths of San Francisco. He was a prodigy. He mastered dozens of instruments. He produced records. Then he birthed the multiracial, multi-gender powerhouse known as Sly and the Family Stone. In the late 1960s, a band with black and white members, men and women, was radical. It was dangerous. It was exactly what America needed. Sly didn't care about the politics of it. He only cared about the music. Millions weep for the man who demanded we dance to the music, while simultaneously urging everyday people to find unity in a fractured world. That was his genius. He made you move your feet while he moved your mind. Songs like Family Affair, Hot Fun in the Summertime, and Thank You, Falatin Me Be Mice El Fajin are not just hits. They are anthems of liberation. His legacy is the blueprint for Prince, for Parliament Funkadelic, for every band that mixed politics with a groove. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1993. He navigated immense personal shadows and disillusionment. He struggled with addiction. He became a recluse. He missed his own induction ceremony, but he never lost his status as a dazzling funk maestro. The music community laments the loss of such a brilliant, complex innovator, even as fans sorrow over the final note of his historic career. His memory survives through the kaleidoscopic grooves that fundamentally altered the DNA of popular music forever. So tonight, put on, stand, turn it up loud, dance in your living room. That is how you honor Sly Stone. That is how you keep the funk alive. This is Hollywood Tribute. 18 names, 18 lives. One thread connecting them all. They made us feel something. They reached across the void of wires, screens, and speakers and touched something human inside us. Jeff Baena made us laugh at darkness. Brian Wilson taught us to hear symphonies in silence. Sam Moore made us sweat. Terrence Stamp made us kneel. Tristan Rogers made us believe in heroes. Bobby Sherman saved lives with his own hands. Danielle Spencer healed animals. Valerie Maffei made us laugh until it hurt. Harris Yulin made us fear authority in the best way. Graham Greene gave dignity to a people too long ignored. Rick Hurst made the South feel warm. Lynn Marie Stewart made childhood magical. Angie Stone made our hearts ache. Wayne Osmond made the harmonies sing. Sly Stone made us one. And Sophie Nywide reminded us that the brightest lights often burn with the heaviest fuel. She reminded us to check on the young ones, to listen, to see the pain behind the smile. We do not say goodbye to any of them, because art does not die. It changes rooms. It moves from the stage to the memory, from the radio to the heart, from the screen to the soul. Every time you hum a Beach Boys melody, every time you quote Scarface, every time you dance to Soul Man, you are keeping them alive. So, tonight, play that old record, watch that forgotten movie, call someone you love, tell them you appreciate them. Because the only way to honor the legends is to live loudly enough that the world remembers your noise, and to love deeply enough that your own light becomes someone else's memory. 18 candles have flickered out in the physical world. But in our memories, in our playlists, in our DVD collections, in our laughter, they burn forever. Thank you for watching *Hollywood Tribute. Keep their vibrations alive. Keep their stories alive. And most of all, keep living.